Anaheim Ducks versus Boston Bruins. The Boston Bruins return to TD Garden desperate to end a four-game skid as they host the surging Anaheim Ducks in an early season interconference showdown. Boston enters the matchup at 3-5-0, sitting fifth in the Atlantic Division, while Anaheim's 3-2-1 mark has them tied for fourth in a tight Pacific Division race. The Bruins, once a defensive powerhouse, have struggled to find consistency in both ends of the ice, while the young, energetic Ducks are beginning to carve out an identity behind their balanced scoring and improving goaltending. In net, the matchup offers an intriguing contrast between Boston's proven tandem and Anaheim's emerging duo. Jeremy Swayman has carried most of the workload for the Bruins, posting a 3-3-0 record with a 3.02 goals against average and .903 save percentage, while Joonas Korpisalo, 1-2-0, 3.36 GAA, .865 SV%, has yet to find his rhythm. For Anaheim, Lukas Dostal, 2-2-0, 3.02 GAA, 904 SV%, has been quietly steady, providing the Ducks with crucial saves during their recent West Coast stretch, while veteran Petr Mrazek, 1-0-0, 6.02 GAA, is still regaining form after a rough outing. The battle between Dostal's agility and Swayman's positional steadiness could define this contest, particularly with both teams averaging over 28 shots allowed per game. Offensively, the spotlight shines brightly on Boston's David Pastrnak, who remains the heart of the Bruins' attack. Pastrnak leads the team with 10 points, 4 goals, 6 assists, and has generated a team-high 31 shots, continuing his role as one of the NHL's elite scoring threats. However, Boston's secondary scoring has been inconsistent, leaving the team over-reliant on its superstar to spark production. Anaheim, by contrast, boasts a more balanced forward core. Young center Leo Carlsson leads the team with 7 points, 3 goals, 4 assists. Cutter Gauthier has emerged as a goal-scoring weapon with 4 tallies, and Mason McTavish has become a dynamic playmaker, already contributing 5 assists. The Ducks' youth movement has brought pace and unpredictability, attributes that could test Boston's slower blue line. Recent form tells the story of two teams headed in opposite directions. Anaheim has won 3 of its last 5, including a convincing 5-2 victory over Nashville and an offensive explosion in a 7-6 overtime thriller against San Jose. Their only blemishes came in narrow defeats to Chicago and Carolina. Boston, meanwhile, has dropped 5 straight, falling to Florida, Utah, Colorado, Vegas, and Tampa Bay, while allowing an average of 4.8 goals per game in that span. The Bruins' penalty kill, 87.9%, remains a rare bright spot, but their discipline is faltering, with 90 penalty minutes already on the season. The Ducks' special teams are more modest, sitting at 20% on the power play and 78.6% on the penalty kill, but they've shown better even-strength cohesion. Injuries could further shape the outcome. Anaheim will monitor Chris Kreider, day-to-day, and hope for timely returns from Ryan Strome, IR, expected October 31, and Jansen Harkins, IR, November 22. Boston faces its own defensive depth issues as Hampus Lindholm, day-to-day, and Jordan Harris, IR, test the Bruins' already thin back end. Without Lindholm's puck-moving ability, Boston's breakout has been sluggish, giving the Ducks' aggressive forecheck a potential edge. From a standings perspective, Anaheim sits just 5 points behind the Pacific-leading Vegas Golden Knights, with a chance to solidify a strong road identity, 2-1 away. Boston, tied for 5th in the Atlantic, faces growing pressure as Detroit and Montreal pace the division with 10 points each. A loss here could deepen their early season hole, while a victory might stabilize morale before their upcoming divisional stretch. The X factors for this matchup revolve around tempo and execution. For the Ducks, the chemistry of their young top line, Carlsson, Gauthier, and McTavish, will be critical in exploiting Boston's defensive gaps. For the Bruins, secondary contributors like Charlie Coyle and Pavel Zacha must complement Pastrnak to generate sustained offense. Goaltending composure and special teams efficiency will also loom large, particularly given both clubs' tendencies toward high-event hockey. Prediction: Anaheim's youth and speed may prove decisive against a Boston squad still searching for rhythm. Expect the Ducks to push the pace and capitalize on turnovers, while the Bruins rely heavily on Pasternak's firepower and home ice energy. In a tight contest, Anaheim's balance, depth, and momentum give them the slight edge. Ducks 4, Bruins 3, as Boston's skid stretches to 5, despite another strong showing from their top star and timely contributions from secondary scorers. After analyzing both teams, my pick for this match is Anaheim Ducks winner. Drop your thoughts and predictions in the comments box. Detroit Red Wings versus New York Islanders. The Detroit Red Wings travel to Elmont for a Thursday showdown against the New York Islanders at UBS Arena, marking the first meeting of their 3-game regular season series. Detroit enters as one of the early powerhouses of the Atlantic Division with a 5-1-0 record, 10 points, sitting atop the standings. The Islanders, meanwhile, stand at 3-3-0, still searching for consistency in the rugged Metropolitan Division. This game presents a contrast in momentum. A hot Red Wings team firing on all cylinders against an Islanders squad battling through injuries but showing flashes of offensive promise. Between the pipes, Detroit's goaltending tandem of Cam Talbot and John Gibson has been key to their fast start. Talbot boasts a sharp .300 record with a 1.78 GAA and .932 save percentage, while Gibson sits at 2-1-0 with a 2.99 GAA. Their stability contrasts sharply with New York's goaltending woes. Ilya Sorokin has struggled early, posting a 3.90 GAA and .873 save percentage despite a 2.30 record. Backup David Riddick has offered steadier relief, 2.00 GAA, .939 SV%, but the Islanders' defensive zone coverage remains a concern. Given Detroit's balance and Sorokin's early inconsistency, the edge in net clearly leans toward the Red Wings, whose veteran presence could dictate tempo. Offensively, this matchup showcases two star captains leading their teams. Detroit's Dylan Larkin has been dominant through 6 games, recording 11 points, 5 goals, 6 assists, while controlling both pace and power play. His chemistry with the second line and efficiency on special teams, 22.2% PP rate, has powered the Red Wings' attack, which averages 3.33 goals per game. On the other side, Bo Horvat remains New York's offensive heartbeat with 7 points, 5 goals, 2 assists, maintaining a 26-shot volume and driving the top unit's forecheck. The Islanders also benefit from the emerging Matthew Schaefer, who's tied for the team lead in assists, 5, and provides energy on the second power play unit. Still, Detroit's deeper forward core and higher shot quality give them an edge in sustained offensive production. Both teams are trending upward in recent games, but Detroit's consistency stands out. The Red Wings have won 5 straight, defeating Edmonton 4-2, Tampa Bay 2-1 overtime, Florida 4-1, and sweeping Toronto in a home-and-home set. Their defensive structure has tightened considerably, holding opponents to just 2.33 goals against per game, anchored by a 92.3% penalty kill. The Islanders have shown resilience with back-to-back wins over San Jose 4-3, and Ottawa 5-4, after dropping games to Winnipeg and Washington, but their 3.67 GAA and 73.7% penalty kill exposed defensive lapses that Detroit's sharp power play could exploit. At home, New York has been competitive, 2-2-0, but they'll need a cleaner performance in transition to slow Detroit's speed through the neutral zone. The injury list plays a crucial role in tonight's outcome. Detroit remains without Patrick Kane, out until October 25th, and defenseman Shea Buium, while Nate Danielson's IR stint shortens their depth up front. However, the Islanders' situation is more severe. Alexander Romanov and Pierre Engvall are both sidelined, Semyon Varlamov remains on IR, and winger Maxim Shabanov is day-to-day. That leaves New York thin on both blue line depth and secondary scoring, forcing Sorokin into a heavy workload against a Detroit team that averages nearly 27 shots per game and thrives on puck movement. Several X factors could determine the contest. For Detroit, Dylan Larkin's line will be pivotal, especially if he continues to produce on the power play. Rookie Nate Danielson's absence shifts pressure onto veterans like Andrew Kopp to anchor the bottom six effectively. For New York, Bo Horvat must not only score but drive possession against Detroit's top pairing. If Sorokin can rebound and post a .920+ night, the Islanders might keep this close. Otherwise, their defensive structure could collapse under sustained Red Wings pressure. With Detroit's superior special teams, elite goaltending form, and consistent even-strength play, the analytics point toward another Red Wings victory. Expect Detroit to outshoot and outpace the Islanders, taking advantage of New York's depleted defense to extend their win streak and control the flow of play. The Red Wings' depth up front should create sustained pressure, forcing turnovers and high-danger chances, while their disciplined defensive structure limits quality opportunities for the Islanders. Prediction: Detroit Red Wings 4, New York Islanders 2, with Dylan Larkin continuing his torrid start as the difference-maker at UBS Arena, likely influencing both the scoreboard and the tempo of the game from start to finish. After analyzing both teams, my pick for this match is Detroit Red Wings winner. Drop your thoughts and predictions in the comments box. Vancouver Canucks versus Nashville Predators. The Vancouver Canucks, 4-3-0, travel to Tennessee to take on the Nashville Predators 2-3-2 in a key early-season interdivisional matchup at Bridgestone Arena. Vancouver sits second in the Pacific Division behind the red-hot Vegas Golden Knights, while Nashville finds itself near the bottom of the Central Division, trying to snap a 3-game losing streak. The Canucks have shown flashes of balanced play with solid road results, while the Predators are searching for consistency after a rocky start. Both clubs are eager to set the tone heading toward the final week of October, making this matchup one that could influence early playoff positioning and team confidence. Goaltending has been a crucial storyline for both sides. Vancouver's Thatcher Demko has been sharp with a 3-1-0 record, 2.28 goals against average, GAA, and .922 save percentage. His calm presence has anchored a Canucks defense that allows just over 30 shots per game. Backup Kevin Lankinen, 0-2-0, 3.60 GAA, .883 SV%, has struggled, making Demko's expected start even more pivotal. On the other end, Nashville leans on Juuse Saros, who owns a 2-2-2 record with a 2.78 goals against average and a .906 save percentage. Saros remains the backbone of the Predators, capable of keeping games close despite limited goal support. His workload has been heavy early on, and with the Predators allowing nearly 30 shots per contest, his performance could dictate the outcome. Offensively, Vancouver has relied on depth scoring led by Connor Garland, who tops the team with 7 points, 2 goals, 5 assists, through 7 games. Garland's creativity and ability to set up teammates have been central to Vancouver's attack, especially on the power play, which operates at a 17.4% efficiency. Complementing him is Kiefer Sherwood, who has stepped up with 4 goals in his last few outings, providing timely scoring and grit. Nashville's offensive core, meanwhile, is anchored by Captain Roman Josi, 5 points, 1 goal, 4 assists, and veteran center Erik Haula, 2 goals, 6 points. Josi remains the Predators' driving force from the blue line, while Haula's net front presence is essential for a power play, converting at just 8.3%. The Predators' challenge lies in turning puck possession into sustained offensive zone pressure. something they've struggled with in recent games. Recent form heavily favors the Canucks, who have won 3 of their last 5, including road victories over Dallas and Washington. Vancouver's balanced scoring and improved discipline, just 67 penalty minutes so far, have helped stabilize their early campaign. Conversely, Nashville's recent struggles include losses to Anaheim, 5-2, and Winnipeg, 4-1, revealing defensive lapses and a lack of finishing touch. Their lone bright spot in the past week was a gritty overtime loss in Montreal, showcasing flashes of resilience but ultimately falling short. The Predators are 1-1 at home, but their inability to close out games has been costly. Injuries could play a major role. Vancouver remains without Brock Boeser, out until October 25th, and key forwards Philip Chytil and Jonathan Lekkerimäki, both sidelined until later in the month. Center Teddy Blueger is day-to-day, and his availability could bolster Vancouver's face-off efficiency. Nashville has its own concerns, with winger Jonathan Marchessault and defenseman Nicola Hague both day-to-day. Marchessault's potential return could add much-needed scoring depth, while Hague's absence leaves a hole on the blue line that Josie must cover with extended minutes. From a standings perspective, Vancouver's early 8 points place them squarely in the playoff mix behind Vegas, while Nashville's 6 points have them tied for the Central Division's final wildcard position. Though it's early, these mid-October games carry significance. Momentum gained now can define the first half of the season. For Vancouver, maintaining road success is critical to keeping pace with Western Conference powerhouses. For Nashville, avoiding a 4th straight defeat at home is about restoring confidence and control in front of their fans. The X factors in this contest include Demko's consistency, Nashville's special teams, and the ability of either top line to seize momentum. Vancouver's power play efficiency could be decisive if Nashville continues to take penalties, while Saros's endurance under heavy shot volume remains a storyline. Expect a disciplined defensive tilt where opportunistic scoring and goaltending prowess determine the outcome. Prediction: Vancouver has the edge with steadier goaltending and smoother offense. If Demko and Garland perform, the Canucks should win 3-2. Nashville can threaten if Josie and Haula spark the power play, but recent form favors Vancouver. After analyzing both teams, my pick for this match is Vancouver Canucks winner. Drop your thoughts and predictions in the comments box. Carolina Hurricanes versus Colorado Avalanche. 2 early season powerhouses collide in Denver as the Carolina Hurricanes, 5-1-0, visit the Colorado Avalanche, 5-0-2, in a non-conference showdown at Ball Arena. Both clubs sit near the top of their respective divisions, with Carolina chasing New Jersey in the Metropolitan and Colorado pacing the Central. The matchup presents a fascinating contrast: Carolina's structured defensive discipline and balanced scoring against Colorado's explosive, high-tempo offense anchored by elite goaltending. With each side off to a red-hot start, this meeting could serve as an early barometer for Stanley Cup contention. Goaltending will play a decisive role. Frederik Andersen has been solid for Carolina, owning a 3-1-0 record with a 2.46 goals against average and an .894 save percentage, while backup Brandon Bussey has been sharp in limited duty, 1.97 GAA, .911 SV%. For Colorado, Scott Wedgwood's early season form has been superb, undefeated through 5 starts with a 1.84 GAA and 927 SV%. His composure under pressure has been crucial to Colorado's 5-0-2 surge, particularly in tight finishes. The Avalanche's defensive structure, limiting opponents to just 25.4 shots per game, has made Wedgwood's job manageable, but Carolina's 35.7 shots per contest will test that stability. Andersen, meanwhile, must be prepared for relentless waves of pressure from the Avalanche's top 6, who average 3.43 goals per game. Offensively, Both teams feature dynamic firepower. Carolina's Seth Jarvis has ignited the attack with 9 points, 6 goals, 3 assists, while Martin Necas leads the team in total points, 11, including 6 assists. Sebastian Aho remains the creative heartbeat, adding 6 assists and steadying Carolina's top line with veteran poise. Colorado's offense flows through its captain, Nathan MacKinnon, whose 6 goals and 33 shots underline his dominance. Necas's playmaking mirrors McKinnon's intensity, setting up a thrilling head-to-head duel between two premier forwards who can change the game with one shift. The Avalanche boast a slight edge in power play efficiency, 11.5% to Carolina's 9.5%. But Carolina's penalty kill has been elite, neutralizing nearly 90% of opposing opportunities, a battle that could tilt the ice either way. Both clubs enter this game in strong form. The Hurricanes have won 4 of their last 5, bouncing back from a 4-1 loss to Vegas with gutsy overtime victories against Los Angeles and Philadelphia. Carolina has outscored opponents 19-10 in that span, showing scoring depth and defensive resilience despite injuries on the blue line. Colorado, meanwhile, remains unbeaten in regulation, taking 4 wins and 2 overtime results in their last 5. Their latest outing, a 4-3 overtime loss to Utah, snapped a 4-game win streak but reinforced their ability to claw back late in games. Home ice has been kind to the Avalanche, 2-0-1, and their balanced attack with 3.43 goals per game and a stingy 1.86 GAA underscores why they lead the Central Division with 12 points. Injuries could play a quiet but significant role. Carolina will be without defenseman Shane Gostisbehere and Jacob Slavin until October 28th, thinning their defensive rotation, while goaltender Pyotr Kochetkov remains on injured reserve. Colorado's depth is also tested. Winger Logan O'Connor is out until mid-November. Goalie Mackenzie Blackwood, expected back October 26th, and defensemen Samuel Girard and Ronnie Attard are sidelined, creating possible matchups for Carolina's fast forecheck to exploit, especially in high-pressure situations late in the game. The X factors loom large. For Carolina, Anderson's rebound control and Aho's ability to generate rush chances against Colorado's elite transition game will dictate whether the Hurricanes can slow the Avalanche's pace. For Colorado, the power play's precision, driven by McKinnon and Cale Makar, could be the difference if they can break through Carolina's disciplined penalty kill. The altitude in Denver may also test Carolina's stamina late, especially with a short bench on defense, potentially giving the Avalanche an edge in the final minutes of a tightly contested game. Prediction: expect a tight, high-quality contest between 2 cup-caliber rosters. Colorado's balance and home ice edge give them a slight advantage, especially with Wedgwood in form, and Carolina shorthanded on defense. Still, the Hurricanes' depth, disciplined play, and road composure make them dangerous. Colorado 4, Carolina 3, overtime. In a potential preview of a future Stanley Cup final, the Avalanche's special teams, timely scoring, and goaltending depth should carry the night, but just barely, with both squads leaving everything on the ice. After analyzing both teams, my pick for this match is Colorado Avalanche winner. Drop your thoughts and predictions in the comments box.